It is my honor to announce Mrs. Jennifer Hijack as Ben Franklin Elementary School Teacher of the Year. Mrs. Hijack has boundless energy and imagination which she brings to the students on a daily basis. She is dedicated to a fault and always has the students' interest at heart. She is always willing to share her ideas with her colleagues and is able to inspire all those around her, no matter what their background. She is one of the quiet but fierce defenders of education in our building. She works tirelessly each day to bring a balance of educational excellence as well as humor and grace into her classroom. It is clear she is energetic and vibrant and is well deserving of this award. Mrs. Hijack is a highly effective educator who stands proudly and boldly as she is an advocate of the whole child and truly believes that all children can learn. Mrs. Hijack is worthy of this prestigious honor. She stands out and makes our school stronger and better through her work. Our students reap the benefits of her tireless commitment. For these reasons and many others, it is my honor to announce Jennifer Hijack as Benjamin Franklin's Elementary School Teacher of the Year, as she is simply the best.
Growing up, I moved when I was about 8 years old to a new house, and next door was the owner of a nursery school, and behind her and running behind my house was a nursery school. And I used to go after school and kind of quote unquote help out until I was old enough to become a camp counselor, and just always just kind of lent itself to my love of kids and dealing with little kids. I thought I was going to be a nursery school teacher because it was a preschool and kindergarten. So I started off in kindergarten, graduated to first grade, and I've been here ever since. And I feel like this is where I was meant to be.
On behalf of myself, Mr. Preville, and the Ben Franklin Elementary School, I would like to thank Mrs. Lisa Wales for her 10 years of dedication to our K-2 self-contained classrooms. Congratulations is being named the Educational Service Professional of the Year for Ben Franklin this year. Congratulations.
My name is Donna Bettamarco, and as the proud principal of James Madison Intermediate School, I am thrilled to recognize Mrs. Amanda Bowler as our Teacher of the Year. Mrs. Bowler's energy and enthusiasm for learning creates a positive and nurturing classroom environment. She encourages students to take ownership of their learning and supports them along their journey. Mrs. Bowler eagerly collaborates with colleagues, participates in just about every school committee, and always volunteers for family events, which is what makes her such a tremendous asset to our school community. Congratulations, Mrs. Bowler, on being named James Madison Intermediate School Teacher of the Year.
One of my most important things that happen as a teacher is having my students come back to see me and tell me what they remember, or something that we did in class that stuck with them. Tell me how they were inspired and what they're doing now. Because I feel like the biggest part of teaching is really those relationships that you make. So that's probably one of my favorite parts, is seeing some of my old students.
My name is Brian Mirfield, and I am the Assistant Principal at James Madison Intermediate School. I would like to congratulate Mrs. Elise Negron as being the Educational Support Professional of the Year for JMI. Ms. Elise Negron is an integral part of the school staff and community. She is supportive of the students, empathetic to their needs, and present during the day and evening events. Mrs. Negron, thank you for putting students first, and thank you for all your hard work. Congratulations on being the Educational Support Professional of the Year for JMI.
It is my absolute pleasure to introduce you to Miguel Vallon, J&P's Teacher of the Year. He is one of the most positive, creative, energetic, and forward-thinking teachers. He brings every lesson to life with a lot of comedy and hands-on activities. All of his students are always engaged in his Spanish class. Even I come out of his lessons laughing and learning more about the Spanish language. Outside of the classroom, he serves as our soccer club coordinator. He works on our Art Infusion Committee, where he's taking J&P to the next level with his comedic abilities. And he also works with our special education population to help support both the teachers and the students. It is my absolute pleasure again to congratulate Miguel Vallon as J&P's Teacher of the Year.
I didn't know I wanted to be a teacher until I wrote an essay in high school, and basically it was, who are you? The question was, who are you? And there was another one, it was, and where are you going? And I remember writing, just writing, and I'm like mid-essay, and I'm looking at it and I'm saying, oh my God, I'm in the education business, right? But again, through that essay, Ms. Mitchell in Edison High School, she was the one that made me write the essay. And like I said, mid-essay, wow, like I'm going to be a teacher, and that's how basically it all began.
I would like to congratulate Mrs. Jessica Sanchez as the Educational Support Professional of the Year for James Madison Primary School. Ms. Sanchez is communicative with her parents, collaborative with her peers, and creative in her instruction, which is a great recipe for what the students need. Thank you, Ms. Sanchez, for all you do and the work you provide for the students that are English language learners.
Opening the door to education to students through the belief that students learn where they feel important, cared for, and challenged appropriately is Mrs. Lynn's guiding philosophy. It is no surprise that with this belief, she is our Teacher of the Year. Over 24 years of teaching, Mrs. Lynn's first grade classroom continues to epitomize positivity, joy, and inclusivity for our youngest learners here at James Monroe. Her calm and warm demeanor makes sure that every child feels important and nurtured. Her training in social emotional approaches, such as Rainbow's Responsive Classroom and the Nora Project, have impacted her approach to teaching and learning. Mrs. Lynn models and creates opportunities for collaborative practice, which cultivates a safe and supportive community. We are honored to have her here at James Monroe. Congratulations, Mrs. Lynn.
I had a student who had never been in school prior to entering my first grade classroom. She came in with no knowledge of letters and no knowledge of numbers, and she inspired me. She never gave up, and I never gave up on her. Throughout our time together, her and I saw how much she wanted to learn, and of course that just made me want to help her more. And then a few years later, I discovered when she was entering middle school, she was in all the advanced classes, and I'm just so proud to be a part of her journey.
My name is Cindy Tafaro, and I'm honored to serve as the principal of the James Monroe Elementary School community. Tonight, we celebrate Mrs. Kelly Padana, our Educational Service Professional of the Year. Kelly, an educator for 16 years, is our outstanding reading specialist. P is for Padana. Mrs. Padana employs phonics first strategies in her small groups and continues to pursue professional development. She leads committees and clubs, mentors students, serves on INRS, and plans many of our exciting educational events. Our Read Across America Week was magical. She puts her heart and soul into everything she does and has the warmest and kindest heart. Congratulations, Mrs. Padana.
It is with great pride that John Marshall School has chosen Mrs. Pappas as the recipient of the 2021-2022 Teacher of the Year. She is exceptionally creative with her lessons, an innovative thinker, and a passionate member of our first grade team. Mrs. Pappas is a true professional, and her passion for teaching has never wavered. Mrs. Pappas communicates with parents and guardians and encourages them to be involved in their child's education. She always has a smile on her face and fosters connections with her students. Mrs. Pappas takes great pride in ensuring that all of her students are ready and able to go to the next grade and will be successful. She co-chairs the Craft Club and attends many John Marshall School events. This is why John Marshall School has chosen Katie Pappas as their 2021-2022 Teacher of the Year.
In first grade, teaching students how to read, it is so cool getting to see kids read for the first time and sound out their first word, and they're just like, oh, I did it, I read, I'm so excited. So that was one of my favorites. I also love when old students come back and like share their memories, and it's like, wow, you're in 5th grade now, you're 4 years removed from first grade, and you still remember the dance that we did for a brain break 4 years ago. So it's just so much, it's so fun and memorable to make that impact on a student, and it's definitely worth it, very rewarding.
John Marshall School has selected Mrs. Kathy Gluhusky, a very important member of our teaching staff, as our Educational Services Professional of the Year. As an interventionist, Mrs. Glue takes great pride in engaging her students in creative and fun ways to learn strategies and skills for math, reading, and writing. She is our PTO co-president, building tech person, and happily teaches parent universities, just to name a few of the amazing reasons she is deserving of this award. Congratulations, Mrs. Glue.
It is with great pride that I introduce Mrs. Christine Lambert as Lincoln's Teacher of the Year. Mrs. Lambert is an exceptional teacher, teammate, role model, outstanding mother of two, and overall just a great person. She goes above and beyond in all that she does. If you ask her for help, she always says yes. She allows students to engage in whole group activities and centered activities so that students stay active throughout the class period. Mrs. Lambert consistently establishes an inclusive environment for students of all ranges and capabilities to thrive. She provides accommodations and modifications and pairs students with buddies. When you enter Mrs. Lambert's classroom, every student is smiling and having fun. She runs the school-wide Kids Heart Challenge, and all proceeds go to the American Heart Association. Lincoln would not be the same without Mrs. Lambert's constant energy and commitment to her students. It is with great pleasure and my honor to congratulate Mrs. Lambert for being named Lincoln Elementary School's Teacher of the Year. Congratulations, Miss Lambert.
It was a brand new teacher. I felt like I was unorganized, never prepared. The kids were so smart. They were so good. I wanted to give them, a really great quarter of health before moving on to high school. And I just didn't feel like I connected with them. And then on the last day of health, they made this enormous card and they signed it and they told me how much they enjoyed me teaching them for the quarter. And then I was like, all right, maybe I'm doing something right. Maybe I did pick, the right career.
Lincoln is proud to announce that Mrs. Berger is our hidden hero. She makes books, reading, and learning come to life, and she does this from the hallway. She has transformed library time to whenever and wherever, and she never disappoints. Mrs. Berger works incredibly hard to pick themed read-alouds that fosters inclusivity and tolerance. She always wants our students to gain content knowledge and gain social and emotional lessons. Thank you, Mrs. Berger, for being so great to our staff, students, and families of Lincoln School. We applaud you.
It is our pleasure to recognize Lindenau's Teacher of the Year, Mr. Imran Zia. And while I know he considers himself a teacher of math and science, he is so much more. Mr. Zia knows what it really means to teach the whole child and to make sure that every student that walks into his classroom feels safe, valued, and supported. The minute you walk through Mr. Zia's door, the energy is palpable and students can't wait to share their new learning. It is my pleasure and honor to introduce Mr. Zia. He has a special way of making sure that each and every student feels valued and heard, and that is why we are proud to recognize him as this year's Teacher of the Year. Congratulations, Mr. Zia.
I have to say my favorite memory is just getting emails from parents letting me know how much they appreciate my efforts and the positive influence on their children. It's always nice to hear that whatever work you do in the classroom resonates with the students, for them to make these noticeable changes that their parents even see at home.
We are so delighted to honor Miss Olafemi Francis as Lindenau's Educational Support Professional of the Year. As our building's Learning Disabilities Teacher Consultant, Ms. Francis works hard to meet the needs of each and every student in our building. Congratulations to Ms. Francis on this well-deserved recognition.
We're really excited to present Menlo Park's Teacher of the Year, and that is Ashley Birmingham. She does an amazing job. She's been a teacher for 16 years. She's taught in a lot of different roles. She's been a multiple disabled teacher, an inclusion teacher, a resource room teacher, and she has the best practices for helping support and modify assignments for students. And she's also highly involved in our school community by taking on clubs, participating on committees, and she's also done professional development at the district level. She's always willing to pitch in and help and support, and we're super fortunate to have her here. Anytime she's at an event, her past students treat her like she's a celebrity. So a big shout out to Mrs. Birmingham, Menlo Park's Teacher of the Year. Congratulations.
My most memorable experiences usually are surrounded with teaching kids to read. It's just such an important thing, and it's such an important thing that you leave with a student. But seeing a student struggle and then become confident in their reading is always really, really memorable experience.
Greetings from Menlo Park. We are super excited to announce Miss Sangeeta Sridhar as our Educational Services Professional of the Year for the year 2022. Menlo Park is very fortunate to have Miss Sridhar, or more affectionately known as Miss S, around the halls here. She works diligently with the students. She provides countless hours of support and smiles to the children, and she has been such a treasure to have here at Menlo Park. We're so excited for her, and on behalf of all of the staff and students, we wish her nothing but the best and congratulate her for a very well-deserved award. Congratulations.
Hello, this is Miss Pomersenos, and I am honored to introduce MLK's Teacher of the Year, Ruth Vogel. Since 2008, Miss Vogel has touched the lives of thousands of students, either inside the classroom or as the Odyssey of the Mind mentor. Miss Vogel's dedication and passion for her profession is inspirational. You can find Miss Vogel long after the bell has rung, either working with her OM teams or preparing engaging lessons for her students. As the principal and proud member of this learning community, we would like to thank Ms. Vogel for all that she does and wish her the best in the future.
One of the big memories was that my Odyssey of the Mind team got 10th place at World. That was huge. But the real memories are when the kids' faces light up, when they've learned something and they own it. That's my memories.
Hi, this is Mrs. Dettelbach. I am proud to introduce Martin Luther King Elementary School's Educational Support Professional of the Year, our school counselor, Ms. Melanie Nunziata. Ms. Nunziata has been a crucial partner in supporting our students' emotional and social needs, especially after returning to in-person instruction. She continues to be an asset to our community, and we want to thank her for all that she does. Congratulations, Ms. Nunziata.
Good evening, I'm Sandra Schlatter, the proud principal of Washington Elementary School, and I'm here to recognize Mrs. Jennifer Sergio as Washington School's Teacher of the Year. Mrs. Sergio has worked in the Edison School District for 25 years. She is passionate about teaching and an advocate for her students. She will stop at nothing to do what is best for each student in her classroom. Mrs. Sergio is admired by her colleagues for her passion and enthusiasm for teaching, her extensive knowledge of the curriculum, and mostly for being a mentor and a teammate. She is a true asset to Washington School. Congratulations, Mrs. Sergio, on being Washington School's Teacher of the Year.
I had a neighbor. They had a little boy, 3 years old, was diagnosed with autism. And I immediately connected with this little boy despite his deficits. And I just fell in love with him and working with him, and I found that I could get through to him. And so that's where it all began.
I'm Truck Vu, the Assistant Principal at Washington Elementary School. I am proud to announce the Educational Services Professional of the Year, Mrs. Kathy Eichert. Mrs. Eichert has been with the district since 2000 and been at Washington Elementary School since 2005. She is known for her unwavering dedication to the school, community, and staff. Most recently, during hybrid learning and remote teaching, Mrs. Eichert was invaluable in her support to our students, our staff, and especially our parents and families. Mrs. Eichert, thank you for everything you do for us and our community.
Mrs. Graham is the kind of teacher who brings excitement to all she does. Her children hang on her every word, knowing she has something fun and interactive prepared for them every day. Mrs. Graham makes our school a better, more inclusive place as the advisor of the Wingman program and the co-advisor of Student Council. In addition, Mrs. Graham brings the arts to our school as a co-advisor to our school drama club. She can be counted on to mentor new teachers, and she is respected for her continued efforts to move her teaching to the next level. A well-deserved congratulations to Mrs. Graham, Woodbrook's Teacher of the Year.
One particular student, he might have struggled a little bit more than the typical student, and we were taking a district assessment. And on the district assessment, it kind of shows from the beginning of the year to the end of the year how much they have grown. This student grown, a total of 10 points. And I remember I called him over and I said, look, and I was like, look how much you've grown. And his eyes were just like, so big, so wide. And that confidence in his eyes, that's why I do what I do.
Congratulations to our school counselor, Mrs. Romero. Parents, staff, and students, if you need any advice, see Mrs. Romero. Feeling down? See Mrs. Romero. Thinking about middle school electives? See Mrs. Romero. You will find Mrs. Romero in classrooms teaching lessons about kindness, respect, integrity, responsibility, and running lunch groups to help support the students at Woodbrook. Whatever you need and whenever you need it, you can count on school counselor Mrs. Romero to help you. Congratulations to our Educational Services Professional of the Year, Mrs. Romero.
I'm proud and honored to recognize Mrs. Erin Murtaugh as Herbert Hoover Middle School's Teacher of the Year. Mrs. Murtaugh is a dedicated educator who inspires her students and colleagues each and every day. Mrs. Murtaugh is a passionate science teacher who delivers effective, fun, and inspirational lessons. If you have the opportunity to visit Mrs. Murtaugh's classroom, you will find yourself surrounded by penguins. Some stuffed, some plastic, a few hand-carved, and I suspect if the room could be kept cold enough, she would have live ones waddling around. Mrs. Murtaugh's beloved spirit animal is a perfect representation of who she is as a teacher. When penguins encounter danger or harsh conditions, they move closer together, eventually forming into a huddle where even the most vulnerable have a place. As a team leader, Mrs. Murtaugh spends countless hours working to ensure her colleagues and students are well supported. As a cross-country coach, Mrs. Murtaugh cares not if her student athletes run like deer or travel at a penguin's pace. If a child has the desire to join the huddle, they are welcome. Mrs. Murtaugh, thank you for being a teacher who is always ready and willing to find a place for a student under your wing.
My favorite memory would have to be getting emails from students that are in high school or that are in college that just want to update me on their lives, give them like positive things that happen. Oh, I just got an A in my science test, or, I just got into this college, my degree is in education. So I think that would definitely be the best memory.
It is an honor to present Miss Rebecca Nesterwitz, the Educational Services Professional of the Year Award for Herbert Hoover Middle School. Miss Becky, as she is known to the staff and students of Hoover, is a phenomenal speech and language teacher. Her care for and dedication to her students is unparalleled. We are fortunate to have Miss Becky as a member of the Hoover staff. Congratulations on a very well-deserved honor.
Congratulations to Mrs. Amy Epstein, the John Adams Middle School Teacher of the Year. Mrs. Epstein comes to school every day with a positive attitude and a smile on her face. She makes meaningful relationships with her students who just adore her. Family is important to her, not only her own family, but the family that she has been a part of at John Adams since 1999. In the classroom, she's creative, fun, and engaging. Her students will do anything to impress her, and she goes above and beyond to meet their diverse learning needs. Outside of the classroom, she's always willing to lend a helping hand, and she's the co-facilitator of our PBSIS committee. Fun fact about Mrs. Epstein, she not only loves being an Edison teacher, but she's a product of Edison schools, having attended James Monroe, Herbert Hoover, and Edison High School. Now that's jamazing. Congratulations, Mrs. Epstein. Thank you for all you do.
My favorite memory was one day when I was out with my family and I bumped into a former student that I hadn't seen in over 10 years, and she grabbed me by the hand and dragged me through her place of employment. She introduced me to everyone she worked with. She said, "This is my favorite teacher. This is who inspired me." And she was just so excited to brag about me, and giving someone that kind of inspiration is really priceless.
Hi, I'm proud to recognize Ms. Jasmine Cromartie as the Educational Service Professional of the Year. Ms. Cromartie is empathetic, flexible, and can be counted on in an emergency. She possesses the appropriate temperament and clinical knowledge to support the students and staff at John Adams. She is amazing, and that is why Ms. Jasmine Cromartie is the Educational Service Professional of the Year for John Adams Middle School.
My name is Mrs. Emden, and I'm truly honored to recognize Mrs. Laso, Thomas Jefferson Middle School's 2021-2022 Teacher of the Year. When I asked Mrs. Laso's students what makes her a special teacher, these are the words and or phrases they shared. Patient, kind, understanding, creative, fun. She allows us to express ourselves. She's a great listener. Ms. Laso goes above and beyond to create a safe space for every student in her classroom, a space where students feel accepted and are encouraged to embrace a growth mindset. She's also an active member of our school community, serving as a 6th grade team leader, a learning leader, ACES teacher, as well as participating on numerous committees. Congratulations, Mrs. Laso. You are truly deserving of this recognition. Thomas Jefferson Middle School's 2021-2022 Teacher of the Year.
There's been a lot, but I think having students come back as like full grown-ups with careers of their own. There's one instance that comes to mind where a student told me that because of me, he decided to become a teacher, and he's now going to my alma mater. So it was just like super awesome to know that I made that kind of inspiration in someone's life.
Hello, I'm Ken Saggese, one of the assistant principals at Thomas Jefferson Middle School. This year, we are excited to have Mrs. Kim McCoy selected as the Educational Service Professional of the Year. Mrs. McCoy has been a member of the Edison Schools since 2009 and now serves the TJ community as the head counselor. She consistently makes strong connections with their students and their families to provide the academic and emotional support. The entire TJ community is proud and happy to recognize Mrs. McCoy and thanks her for her hard work and dedication.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Blevins and I am the principal of Woodrow Wilson Middle School. It is my honor and privilege to introduce the Woodrow Wilson Teacher of the Year, Christine Fortino. Christine is an amazing math teacher. She is always patient, kind, and willing to help others. She has a positive impact on everyone that she meets. Christine carefully plans every detail of each lesson. She makes sure to tailor her instruction to meet the needs of each of her students in her classroom. She is a master of differentiation and makes sure to embed social-emotional learning concepts throughout her units. Lastly, Christine makes her students feel valued, respected, and loved, and that will have a greater impact on them than she may ever know. Beyond the classroom, Mrs. Fortino finds ways to support all staff at WWMS. She is always willing to offer a helping hand, collaborate, and support novice teachers. She is a WWMS learning leader and has served over the years on multiple leadership teams. She is an inspiration to her colleagues and a model for our vision and values at WWMS. Congratulations to Mrs. Christine Fortino, Woodrow Wilson Middle School Teacher of the Year.
I think it was my second year teaching. I started off teaching math lab. So I had these small groups, and there was this little boy that had MS, and he was in a wheelchair, and he only spoke Spanish and had like really no educational background whatsoever. And I got to meet with him to try to teach him math, and a lot of it was, teaching him just what numbers were, how to say the numbers, adding, subtracting, and he was just such a sweet boy, and to literally have that one-on-one was just such a great experience.
Hello everyone, my name is Renu, Mendiratta, proud assistant principal at Woodrow Wilson Middle School. It is my privilege and honor to introduce Ms. Joanne Murphy, our guidance counselor for the prestigious Educational Support Professional Award. She is kind, patient, and positive person who goes above and beyond to support the staff, families, and most importantly, our students. She's the glue that holds us together. Ms. Murphy, thank you for all you do. We are fortunate to have you as part of our Woodrow family. Congratulations.
Hello everyone, my name is Joseph Ferrara and I'm one of the assistant principals here at Edison High School. Today it gives me great pleasure to announce our 2021-2022 Teacher of the Year, Mr. Michael Piccolo. Mr. Piccolo is a fantastic teacher. He's a consummate professional, always working hard to do the best for his students and best for his classes. He's always involved in after-school activities, our club advisor for many different clubs, and he's always there willing to help our students whenever they need it. Once again, congratulations to Mr. Piccolo. You're what's great about EHS.
I started here. This is my sixth year here. I was in corporate for 30 years, and I decided it was time to maybe give back to the students here, because I would see employees coming into my office totally not prepared for what they needed. So I felt that I could give them the tools that they would be to get an edge up on other employees coming in.
Hi, Mr. Ross from Edison High. I'm here to talk about what's great about Edison High, Mr. Thomas Alexander, our Educational Service Professional of the Year. Now, first off, he's a Yankee fan, and just like Don Mattingly came back in and turned things on from the moment he got to the pinstripes, Mr. Alexander has done the same. Number one, he's our AP coordinator, and he's seen over 50% growth in APs under him. But he also does grief groups. He works with HBCUs. But most importantly, when the kids come down to talk to them, he's there, he's present in the moment, and he's able to help them get through all those difficulties. And during the pandemic, that's been key for everybody. Thank you so much, Mr. Alexander. Go Yankees.
I'm Dr. Anthony Shallop, proud principal of J.P. Stevens High School. I'm honored to share that our Teacher of the Year for JP is Mr. Jordan Baer of the Math Department. He is a wonderful individual, a caring and committed educator who truly supports students and motivates them to be the best versions of themselves that they can be. He puts the time in and makes himself available to address the academic, social, and emotional needs of his students. He goes above and beyond his classroom responsibilities to ensure that every student that crosses his path has the best high school experience possible. He's involved in multiple committees, advises multiple clubs, and has been the longtime advisor for the student council. In short, everything he does is with the goal of making JP the best place it could be. He's an important thread in the fabric that makes JP the wonderful community that it is. Congratulations, Mr. Baer, on earning this well-deserved recognition.
I have lived in and was born in Edison, so I went through the Edison public school system, and having those teachers before me to inspire and believe in myself made me think I want to give back to those that did for me, and I'm doing what I'm doing and loving every second of it.
Hi, I'm Rob Robinson, proud assistant principal at John P. Stevens High School, and it is my distinguished pleasure to welcome Ms. Janine Silverberg as the John P. Stevens Educational Support Professional of the Year. As a college counselor working in our counseling department, Mrs. Silverberg helps students and families navigate the college application process and informs them of academic programs available therein. Often, families will reach out directly to her supervisor just to commend her for the amount of time she spent working with their children. She's become a valued member of our staff here at John P. Stevens High School, and our colleagues note her patience when working with students and her passion to work with families to see their children succeed beyond our doors. I understand that Ms. Silverberg often works behind the scenes in our counseling department, but today I'm happy to welcome her out to the spotlight.
It is my pleasure to announce Ms. Chrissy Palermo as the Teacher of the Year at the preschool level. She works collaboratively with everyone to help her students master skills, cope with social-emotional issues, and build relationships. Miss Chrissy has a genuine love for the children and a joy for teaching. Congratulations, Miss Chrissy. We love you.
As a special education teacher, my most memorable memory is having several students enter my class who were nonverbal and upon entering kindergarten reached their goals and milestones and were declassified from special education.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to announce the ESP of the Year at the preschool level, Miss Allegra Greeley. The following words describe Miss Allegra: empathetic, collaborative communicator, resourceful, dedication, and professionalism. Congrats, Miss Allegra. We love you.